Hey everyone, this is Bridget, and today we're going to be talking about how to exit the matrix and still help humanity. Okay, this is a very important subject because if you felt that energy of, well, when you watch the Matrix, right, or you figure out how the craziness of the world and the confines of society are like breaking us down and holding us down like ants, and then you want to break out, right? You want to get the crap out of here and become aware of what's going on and then move. And that's the big kind of impulse to leave the matrix, right? Is to become more aware, more conscious than that which is the sleeping mind, right? The sleeping masses. And so that's probably one of the reasons why you clicked on this video. I did a semi-viral series on this leaving the matrix, and this piece is very important that I don't want to leave out, and so I'm making it now, which is then how do we serve humanity? If we've checked out and we're like out of the matrix, how then do we serve the awakening as lightworkers and starseeds, right? This is the question that came up in me, so that's what I'm going to help answer today. So first and foremost, really stage one is the exiting of the matrix. It is the complete rebellion, really, and the complete banishing of that old reality, of the old conditioning of our world, of the old belief systems, whatever it is. It's the complete moving away from that. And that is a very, very important stage, because at that stage is where then this whole new world opens. And that's where you can finally be free. And this might just be like an energetic mind space. This might be an actual physical space where you actually leave, kind of cities, and you go out into the middle of nowhere and you experience what life is just with you, and you deprogram and you get into this new space and you remember who you are and you awaken and you cultivate new perspectives and you move towards like the fifth dimension and these different kinds of awakening energies. And it's amazing and it's wondrous, and that's in many ways what I did, and I was documenting that journey. And it's a really, really critical stage, because if you don't take that stage where you step out in rebellion or just in annoyance of that and come into this new space where you're free to get the true downloads of your higher self, of your soul blueprint, of what you're meant to do in this life. You need that spaciousness to do that. And honestly, you can't be any part of that other thing to be able to get these new insights. And so I understand that need to leave the matrix, but then the question becomes, well then, if I'm over here and I'm completely disconnected, how in the heck am I serving? And in many ways, a lot of people talk about, well, I'm just like sending energy. And in my personal opinion, that is only a part of it. Because if it is your true energy, then that means that you embody it, which means you physicalize that as well. And so the thing is if we leave the game, which is what this matrix is, this societal, cultural, human awakening is, we're not in the game, right? We can't just like kill our player off or something or leave the game. We need to be a part of it. We came here to play it. And so then the question becomes, how do we play it well? And how do we play it to where we don't get sucked back in? Because, media and needing to like survive and cell phones and technology is so alluring that it can easily, even once we've kind of like stepped out and like we're like clear, on mission, all right, go, and then all of a sudden you're like and you kind of fall back asleep. It's so kind of easy that momentum of that pulse to pull you back in like a black hole. Now, there is absolute momentum on the other side, but it takes a continual development and awareness and cultivation to stay on that path. And so what we're doing then is we're needing to download the new template. We're downloading like the new game, right? The old game is kind of crusty. It's like N64, and we're like, okay, we need a new game. It's like crazy blockchain. So we need to download that software program and then program it and download it into the other game. And then all of a sudden it kind of is this quasi game, and then it shifts. So that's what we're wanting to do. And so as lightworkers, as starseeds, we're meant to bring through these new templates, these new solutions, and then take action to then create them into the matrix. So we're shifting the matrix. And it's this strange thing. And it feels very weird because we're like quasi in and out. And to be honest, like I don't prefer it necessarily. I mean, there's many a times where I'd rather just I would rather leave, like not the planet. I mean, I would rather leave and go and be off grid and just have no communication, or just go be kind of like a monk in a monastery and do my own personal energetic work. And those things have their significances, but the thing is as in all traditions, what did the wise sages do? They went away to the mountain, and then they came back down to deliver that information to the masses and to assist. And so there was this kind of movement from the matrix, out of the matrix, getting the new information, bringing it back in, and going back and forth in that. And so that's what I'm proposing is a really good approach, a healthy approach, because then there isn't this kind of polarization to the game and like the matrix and like life, and that's polarized and it creates the separation. But we're wanting to create unity, but then how do we create unity with this thing that is so weird? And another piece to this is to be honest that we are actually utilizing the system. So we might banish it, we might hate it, all these different things that I hear people talk about, that I talk about myself at times, and then we talk about it, and then we go get in our gas guzzling cars and drive away, and then we get on an airplane, and then we have electricity, and we're like fully utilizing the matrix, but then we're saying that we're not, or we're separate from it. And so being kind of honest about that, I think, is really helpful, to be like, okay, these old tools actually are still assisting me in being able to access the internet and do these new meditations and spiritual practices that then awaken me even more. And so if we banish it and we separate from it, then we can't actually utilize the valuable parts, discern those out, saying these are actually truly valuable. They're of the old matrix, and we need to kind of like shuffle and delete the other programs, but we still want those. And so it's really helpful to be honest of the things that we're still using in that matrix paradigm, and then bring that into our new paradigm, and then bring our new paradigm awareness and download that and take action on that in the old game that we're still playing. So this is some of what has come through to me, and I find it very actually helpful to think of it in this way, because really we came here to serve humanity. We came here to be game changers and to participate in the game. And yes, sometimes it can be harder, right, to be quasi in, and it's just odd, but I feel like that develops this deep cultivation of our inner depth and ability and adaptability to be able to handle it all at once, to have to, pay our bills, but then still be bright and meditate, or whatever the dynamic is. It's really challenging, but that brings soul depth, and that's really helping our spiritual development, because that pressure creates a more robust depth to what we're exploring. And so I find it actually very helping, even though it's not necessarily always the most fun. So that is what I wanted to share with you today, and I hope that's helpful. Please comment below to let me know where you're at in your matrix journey, and I'll for sure share this playlist of the different matrix videos I have, of the different stages of where you're at, where you actually think you're ready to leave, but you might not be. You might need to stay in it and play some things out, which can actually accelerate your development. So it's a very interesting topic. I love it, as you can see, and I would love to know where you're at. And be sure to like this video and subscribe and hit that bell button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. And I just always love and appreciate your support. So thanks so much for being with me, being with humanity right now, and doing your part. So love you. Have a wonderful day.